is interesting. I do think that a lot of people talk about how uncomfortable it was to make that journey, but in reality, they would have made it for the Passover and for the Feast of Tabernacles twice a year, no matter whether they had little children or were pregnant anyway. And we understand through Revelation that this was the Passover time.
Right.
So they would have made that trip. So even though it's impressive a pregnant woman made that trip, she would have made that trip with all of her other babies during those times of the year as well. So she did come, but this, of course, was so beautiful that they came to Bethlehem and had the baby.
But it was a
fulfillment of
busier
prophecy.
time than
Oh,
usual.
so busy. And
Because
that's
of what was
why-
happening with
Right.
the taxation and figuring out the census that was happening.
Which is interesting because I hadn't considered that, but because of the census, you didn't just have the Jews coming, you had
Right.
everybody else that wasn't covenant. And this was a time where they were Hellenized. There were a lot of Jews that weren't following the law. And so that is
So they would have had to come
fascinating.
too. So you had a lot more people.
Right.
And that's the reason why we have
there was no room
this
at the
problem.
end.
No room
So I
at
always
the
think
end.
there's no room at the end because there probably wasn't because of Passover. But with the census called by Caesar, it would have made that number a lot higher.
Right.
That is fascinating. That is true.
Well, the other thing that I think is interesting.